Hey, what's up guys, Shahzad here. From the last 1 month, I have been using iPad Pro as my portable workstation to get things done like my photo and video edits and much more. So here are all of the apps that I use. This is what's on my iPad Pro. Starting with the dock, here I have some of my most used apps. I keep these here so I can quickly switch between or open in split view. Aside from some of the Apple apps like Safari, Mail and Music, there's YouTube and Documents 5. These two are side by side because whenever I want to download something from YouTube, I can quickly open Documents 5 in split view, drop the link and start downloading. Next, I have Notes from Apple and Google Keep. I use both. Notes for storyboard and sketches and Google Keep to write down ideas quickly. Next, I have my primary photo and video editing apps, VSCO, Snapseed and LumaFusion respectively. I'm sure most of you have already heard about VSCO. I have been using it from a really long time now. All of my photos on Instagram go through this app. I recently posted this on Instagram and a lot of you requested for the full resolution. Well, you can download that from the link in the description. Set it as your wallpaper and tweet me. Would love to see that. Next, I have Snapseed, which I mostly use for touch-ups and finishing off the final image because it has tools like dodge and burn, spot healing and selective brightness and contrast adjustments. Next, I have my favorite app of all time, LumaFusion. This is a full-fledged video editor which works flawlessly. It's one of the apps which helps me use iPad Pro to its full potential. I wouldn't have bought the iPad Pro if this app wasn't there. I edit all of my videos with this, including the one that you are watching right now. If you are an iPad Pro user, this would be the best 20 bucks you have ever spent. Moving on the second page I have a folder called Create, which includes apps for everything from recording to music to color grading to editing. Everything. Starting with Mavis. Although it's not fully compatible with iPad Pro, it's still an amazing video recording app with manual control for everything, just like a DSLR. Hell, even more than a DSLR. It includes manual control for ISO, white balance, shutter speed, audio gain, and also vector scope and waveform. There's also focus peaking, punch in, false color, zebras, guides, and the ability to record 4K at 100 megabits per second. But will I ever use the iPad to record videos in public? If the situation asks for it, hell yeah. No matter how dumb or awkward I look. Because the most important thing for me is to capture the moment. And after all, a good shot is a good shot. No matter what you use to record. Just wanted to get that out. Anyway. Next up, I have GarageBand, which I mainly use for recording voiceovers, including the one you're hearing right now. But it's a very fun app in general. VUE is a very fast video editor which I use sometimes to edit my Instagram stories, and I also really like their California summer look. Filmmaker Pro is also a video editor which allows me to add animations and illustrations like these. Metaphor is a very simple app. It shows the metadata of pictures and videos, things like resolution, camera settings, file size, etc. Over is the app that I use to add text onto my pictures. Canva is a really solid app for designing social media posts, blog graphic. There are tons of minimal templates to start working with. PixArt is the app that I use to make photo collage and when I want to blend two photos together. Lens distortion is also one of my all-time favorite, which I mainly use for light leaks. MugLife is a little different app. It tracks your facial muscles and lets you do things like this. And if you go pro mode, you can do fine pose control and even change the expressions. It's one of the most incredible app I have seen in a while. Next up, I have Procreate, which I use for random sketches. I mainly have this app because of its collection of beautiful brushes, which can be really handy for touch-ups. Adobe Creation is a very underrated app, I believe. Here's what it allows me to do. If I like some random font printed somewhere, I can just take a picture of it and it shows me what font it is. Similarly, I can also save shapes, color palette, patterns, etc. So a really good app to have. Moving on to the productivity folder, I have 1Password for saving login information, share it to transfer file between devices. Camcard is one amazing application for scanning business cards. Canon Camera Connect allows me to use iPad as a monitor for the camera. World Currency Converter is for currency conversion. Apple's Files app, which I don't use a lot. Then Expenses, which I use a lot to keep the track of my spendings. And a third-party calculator, because for some reason Apple decided not to include one. Moving on, here are two games which I really enjoy playing on the iPad: Modern Combat 5 and Mortal Kombat X. As we all know, augmented reality is the next big thing. So my next folder is all about that. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you all have enjoyed it. I'll catch you all in the next one.